All right, so today we're diving into the world of craftsmanship, but with a twist.
Yeah, this isn't your typical artisan story.
We're talking about Faruk Öztürk, a master electrician in Germany, and his path to mastery is, well, let's just say it's got some interesting turns.
Definitely not the straight and narrow. And what's really cool is that we're getting this story straight from the source, his self-written website bio.
Talk about a personal touch. It's like getting a glimpse straight into his thoughts, his motivations, everything that makes him tick. And one thing that's clear from the get-go is this guy's passion for electronics. It started early for him, even though it seems like no one around him really shared that interest. Makes you wonder where that spark came from.
Right, like what makes someone gravitate towards something like that, especially with no obvious influence? It speaks to a certain innate curiosity, don't you think? That drive to tinker, to figure out how things work, it's got to come from somewhere.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Faruk didn't just wake up one day and decide, I'm going to be an electrician. He actually trained as a metal worker first. Then he went on to become a painter. It's like, how do those even connect to the world of electronics?
You'd be surprised. I mean, at first glance, yeah, they seem totally unrelated. But think about it. Working with metal, understanding its properties, how it can be shaped and molded. There's a certain precision there, a need for accuracy that translates surprisingly well to electrical work.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like the foundation for the meticulousness needed when dealing with circuits and wiring.
Precisely. And then there's the painting. It might seem like a stretch, but think about aesthetics, design, spatial awareness. These all played a role in something like smart home installations, which, as we'll see, become a big part of Faruk's journey.
So it's like he was unconsciously gathering all these seemingly unrelated skills, and they all kind of blended together to shape his path.
Like pieces of a puzzle, right? You wouldn't think they fit together at first, but then boom, you step back and you see the bigger picture.
Exactly. So let's talk about how this all unfolds. Faruk starts out his career in building tech, pretty standard stuff for a certified electrician, right?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
But then he throws a bit of a curveball. He takes the leap and starts his own repair shop.
Talk about a go-getter attitude.
And that entrepreneurial spirit, that willingness to take risks, it becomes a recurring theme throughout his career. Because, as you can imagine, it wasn't all smooth sailing. He faces his fair share of setbacks, businesses going bankrupt, his own ventures facing unexpected hurdles.
Sounds like the real world, right? Obstacles are practically unavoidable.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Faruk never gives up. He picks himself up, dusts himself off, and finds a new path forward. He even spends some time working for Miele, the appliance giant.
Miele. No, that's a name everyone knows. Imagine the experience he must have gained there. And he was working all over Germany, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't just about seeing different places. Think about all the different appliances he encountered, the technologies, the troubleshooting. Talk about a crash course in practical knowledge.
It's like he's constantly expanding his repertoire, adding new tools to his belt.
And that brings us to what I think is a pivotal moment in Faruk's story. His encounter with smart home technology and something called KNX.
Smart homes. All right, I'm intrigued. But KNX, now that one's new to me. Fill us in.
So imagine KNX as the brains behind a smart home, the invisible force that connects everything and makes it all work together. Lights, thermostats, security systems, you name it.
So it's like the central nervous system of the house, making sure everything runs smoothly and talks to each other.
Exactly. And it's this technology, this whole new way of thinking about electrical systems that really lights a fire under Faruk. He sees the potential, the future of his craft, and decides to go for his master craftsman qualification.
Now, we've heard that term thrown around before, master craftsman, but what does it actually mean in the German context?
Okay, so in Germany, becoming a Meister is a big, big deal. It's not just about being good at your craft, it's about reaching a whole other level of expertise and leadership.
We're not talking about just acing a multiple choice exam here.
No way. It's way more intensive than that. You're talking about rigorous training, business management skills, even learning how to teach and mentor others.
So it's about the whole package, not just the technical skills, but also the ability to lead, to inspire, to pass on your knowledge to the next generation. It's like climbing the ranks, not just in terms of skill, but also in recognition and respect within your field.
Absolutely. It's a title that carries serious weight, and it shows that Faruk's not content with just being good. He wants to be exceptional.
He's reaching for that next level, constantly pushing himself to learn and grow. And you know what's really interesting? During his master craftsman training, he also picks up work as a draftsman. Now, I know this might sound random, but stick with me.
It sounds like another one of those Faruk curveballs, right?
Yeah.
But like we were talking about before, there's always a method to his madness.
Exactly. When you think about it, electrical work, especially in the realm of smart homes, it's not just about connecting wires. It's about visualizing systems, understanding how they fit within a larger structure, even creating those blueprints and schematics.
It's like having an architect's eye for detail, but instead of buildings, you're designing the flow of electricity and information throughout a space.
And who better to do that than someone who understands the technical aspects of electrical work and has a draftsman's eye for spatial planning?
It's that unexpected synergy again, those seemingly unrelated skills coming together to create something truly unique.
It's almost like a secret weapon in his back pocket, and I bet it gave him a serious advantage when it came to designing and installing complex smart home systems.
Oh, absolutely. You can't underestimate the power of a multifaceted skill set like that. It's like having all the right tools in your toolbox, ready to tackle any challenge.
Speaking of challenges, it seems like Faruk's had his fair share, yet he never lets them hold him back. He seems to view them as opportunities for growth, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. He even hints at this in his bio, talking about his vision for the future.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this guy's not just thinking about light switches and power outlets.
Yeah.
He's got a much bigger picture in mind.
Oh, dude.
He talks about a commitment to sustainability, to using technology to create a better future, and to inspiring the next generation. And the way he writes about it, you can tell it's not just empty words. He genuinely believes in this stuff.
It's that sense of purpose again, isn't it? It's one thing to be good at your job, but it's another thing entirely to feel like you're contributing to something bigger, something meaningful.
And that's what sets Faruk apart. He could have easily just ridden the wave of his success, become a master electrician, called it a day. But he's not wired that way. He's got this insatiable desire to learn, to grow, to push the boundaries of what's possible. And that's incredibly inspiring, especially in a world where it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind.
It's a reminder that we should never stop learning, never stop exploring new possibilities, no matter what stage of life we're in. And speaking of inspiration, Faruk's journey really makes you think about the future of those hands-on trades, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, we hear so much about automation taking over, robots replacing human workers, and it's easy to feel like those traditional crafts are becoming obsolete. But then you have someone like Faruk, who's seamlessly integrated those skills with cutting-edge technology.
It's like, are those traditional crafts really disappearing, or are they just, evolving, adapting to this new world?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And I think Faruk's story gives us a pretty good clue. He's not just surviving in this tech-driven world, he's thriving. And it all comes down to those core skills: problem-solving, adaptability, that willingness to embrace new tools and technologies.
Those skills never go out of style, do they?
Exactly. In fact, they're becoming more valuable than ever. Think about it. Whether you're fixing a leaky faucet or, like you said, coding the next big app, it's all about figuring out how things work and finding creative solutions to problems.
It's that ingenuity, that hands-on know-how that sets people apart, and it's something that can't be easily replicated by a machine, at least not yet.
Right. And when you combine those fundamental skills with a passion for lifelong learning, like Faruk has, well, that's where the magic happens. You become unstoppable.
He's a true craftsman in every sense of the word, always pushing boundaries, always looking for ways to improve, to do things better. And that's something we can all learn from, no matter what field we're in or what path we're on. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the inspiring world of Faruk Öztürk, we'll leave you with this. What sparks your curiosity? What hidden talents or passions are you ready to unleash on the world? Because who knows, maybe, just maybe, those seemingly unrelated experiences, those detours along your own journey, are actually leading you towards your own unique version of mastery. And that's something worth exploring, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Embrace the journey, my friends. You never know where it might lead you.